MP for Suba North, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, Senior Counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, let me also take this opportunity to condole with my sister on the loss of her friend. I'm very sorry, especially that in this age and time, that a woman should die giving birth or giving life. It's unfortunate, and I hope that's one of the things that we'll be looking at. Mr. Speaker, let me also take this opportunity to congratulate you. I've not had opportunity to do so for your new role. You are doing very well, and Homa Bay is proud. And thank you. Mr. Speaker, I just want to agree with my sister, the Deputy Speaker, on her sentiments, especially on the issue of the harmful effect of pesticides. And Mr. Speaker, if it weren't for the fact that she's bereaved, I would have taken her on a different target. But today, because she's bereaved and she's a good friend of mine, I'll be kinder to her. But I just want to say, and because of that, I'll limit the things that I'd intended to say earlier. But I just want to say, so that I don't go back and forth on a lot of these issues. But I want to say that for the longest time, we've been very careless in the way we expose our citizens to a lot of hazardous items in this country. From pesticides to the situation now where we are seeing fish dying in Lake Victoria, and could be also from harmful industrial waste, and we don't take that seriously. And Mr. Speaker, it is no wonder that we have a lot of cases of cancer, and it is not just in Kirinyaga. If you actually look at a place like in my constituency, Mr. Speaker, every time you go there, when I have a public gathering, there will always be a person coming to you with a case of cancer. Cervical cancer, breast cancer. The worst actually during campaigns, I think I've shared before the floor, was a woman who the public asked me to support. And because I think the woman didn't think I took the issue seriously, she came and undressed before the public so that I could see how badly it was. And I've never seen such a breast in my life. And the issue of even just access to the basic care when you have cases of cancer like that, yet a lot of them are preventable. When you look at countries like the US and other developed countries, you hear people saying, my mother died very young, my father died very young, how old? At 80. Yet the life expectancy in my constituency until recently was 37 years, Mr. Speaker, in this age and time. And again, as I'm saying, a lot of these things are very preventable. So I want to agree with my sister that we need to amend the law to take into account these harmful effects. But I also want to say that I do not agree that we actually remove the boards, because it's not their fault. If you actually look at some of the things that are being said, there's a problem in the law. But there's also lack of coherent government policy. Because when you actually look at, I know some of us have been a little kind because we are saying the government is in transition, but you hear one person saying this, another saying this. Cabinet has not sat, but we have already approved GMOs. What is the impact of GMOs, for instance, in our own being? It could probably be the same thing. Have we looked at it? So we need to not also be too excited sometimes as government, but also we need to have coherent and very proper policy process so that we move away from roadside declarations when we are dealing with serious issues. Ordinarily, the law should follow the policy. But what we've been doing is the policy is now following the law. So we need to be clear what the government policy is on some of these issues, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, because I can see my time is up, I wish to support the sentiments and just indicate I'm a passionate protector of plants. I did plant genetic resources, intellectual property rights on plant genetic resources as part of my thesis for my master's at Nairobi University. Thank you, and I support.